大家好 ，Good evening，Good evening。好，咁啊，今日第二講《妙法蓮華經》嘅我哋呢個經會嘅第二講。So tonight is the second night, the second night, the discourse for second night. 咁我哋琴日話，我哋琴日開始講呢樣嘢，法華七語 the seven parables. Yesterday we started. 咁啊邊7個咧？我因為有啲朋友可能冇嚟啦，咁啊今日我再提大家係呢7個，係7個 these seven parables。第一個火宅喻 the burning house， 第二個窮子喻 the poor son， 第三個藥草喻 the parable of the plants， 第四個化城喻 the fantasy castle city， 第5個係依珠喻 the assurance of the 500 disciples， 第6個係計珠喻 the safe and easy practices， 第7個係依智喻 the lifetime of the Tathagata。 咁我哋琴日講咗嗰個法華七語第一個，而家仲係講緊第一個火宅喻。咁啊，我哋琴日講到乜嘢？講到好少咋。琴日講咗火宅係乜嘢？Well, what we talked about yesterday, we talked very little, just touch on the introduction of the parable. So have you folks found out what is Tiloka in the book, in the English book, Tiloka? Did you find out? Did you remember to find out? Threefold world. Threefold world. Yeah? Okay. 三界嗬，喺英文入邊嘅，佢呢本經入邊叫做 threefold world。咁喺巴利文叫做 Tilota，T 就係三 ，Tiloka，Loka 就係界 ，T 就係三。So the threefold world，OK？ Threefold world。好啦，我哋琴日講咗嗰個 fire。fire 就係屬於乜嘢 ？What is 火啊？火幾好嘢我，中文就講英文，英文就講中文。What is 火 ？Fire 係乜嘢？你哋都聽唔到我講嘅，你都聽唔到，你聽到啊？好醒目，好清醒喎。My English is mixed, British and American and Canadian and Chinese. So it's a good mix. All right, okay. What is fire? 火係乜嘢？大聲啲啦！五濁。You don't understand Chinese, right? 哦，五濁啊！Yeah, very smart. Yeah. You think that they are definitely right, right? And you following their path? 5 something. Oh, maybe someday later on when the cell phone it can translate right away for you. Huh? 五濁啊 There are 5 turbidities. So what is the house? Huh? 三界。What is the house? 三界 yeah. The Tiloka. Yeah? The house. Is this the house? Is the body the house? 我哋嘅身體係咪三界啊？屬於邊界啊？ Okay. What does this body belongs to? Which world this body belongs to? Kamaloka. Yeah. Kamaloka. Okay. 咁喺色界去到乜嘢啊？色界咩？禪定。What is Rupaloka? Jhanas. Arupaloka. 冇色界。好高好高係。火 formlessness 無色嘅，係咪？係啊，無色界就係冇咗無色界啊嘛，嗰、那個係色界，無色界就冇咗個形啦，冇咗個 form 啊，冇咗個色啦 ，formlessness。Arupa Loka, formlessness. So it's very high, jhana, very high, formlessness. OK， 好啦，我哋繼續睇呢個法法七語。咁佢就話，佢話喺呢度佢話爾時長者即作是念此舍而為大火所燒，我及諸子，我覺得好 echo 啊！可以細聲啲咁多，唔該阿永。此者以為大火所燒，我及諸子若不是出，必為所焚。我今當設方便，令諸子等得免施害。喺呢個段文入邊，佢話 This house is already going up in great blaze. If my children and I do not get out at once, we will certainly be burned alive. Now I have to find some skillful means to get my children to escape from this disaster. 呢個火雖然我琴日講啊，係五族，但係喺而家我哋喺我哋嘅欲界入邊咧，呢個火係代表咩咧？喺呢個欲界入邊咧，就代表因為呢個身體嘅有限，所以你呢個身體係受制於乜嘢啊？生老病死，係咪啊？就因為喺呢個受制於生老病死嘅時候，萬一我哋有任何嘅執着嘅時候，我哋就會好容易生起乜嘢啊？憂悲苦惱啊 ，OK。所以咧，呢個就係我哋欲界嘅火。So what is the fire, the blaze in the Kamaloka? So, greed. Okay. All right. Yeah. That is the underlying intention, underlying force for the blaze. But because the fire in this Kamaloka is because we have this finite body, this body which has its limitations. Because of its limitations, that's why it is susceptible to or subjected to birth, aging, sickness, and death. And because it is subjected to these four states, anytime if we start to cling on any expectations to the disappearance of any of these stages, what happens? We'll start to become worried, sorrowed, lamented, or even angry. Right? So the fire in the Kamaloka world is all these sufferings. The sufferings because of this finite body, because of our attachment to this finite body, because we don't see the reason for such an existence. That's why we can easily start to develop an attachment to the permanency of this finite body. Okay? So, 所以咧，呢個火啊，喺我哋嗰個欲界嚟講嘅話咧，呢個老病死、生老病死、憂悲苦惱，仲有好幾樣喎。就係因為有呢個身體嘅時候，我哋會點樣啊？會同人有乜嘢啊？有分離啊？會唔會啊？因為呢個身體有限嘛，有愛別離啦嚇。我聽到佢講有愛別離啊，仲有乜嘢啊？怨憎會，仲有咧求不得啊，係咪啊？咁啊，仲有咧五蘊熾成日讀出嚟咯，讀出嚟嘅，成日都識背呢四個嗬。我哋成日背識呢四個苦啊嗬。所以呢啲咧就係我哋欲界嘅苦啦，我哋欲界嘅火啦。So in the Kamaloka, there are actually more sufferings. What kind of sufferings? Because of having this body is for sure that we will be separated from it one day. When this body is finished, we will definitely be separated from our families, our friends. That's the dukkha due to separation. Okay? And then also, when I get old, and I don't like to get old, there's the dukkha of not getting what one's want. Right? 求不得苦啦，係咪啊？第一個就係你話愛別離苦，第二個求不得苦，第三個怨憎會苦。Okay, 怨憎會苦。The third one is I don't want it to get sick. I don't want it to get old, and I don't like it. And I don't like you. So the dukkha due to the things that you want, you don't get it. Due to the things that you don't like, you get it. Or the people that you don't like is right in front of you, sitting next to you, or sitting behind you, or walking beside you. Okay? So that's the dukkha, the sufferings due to that. And then the fourth one is the dukkha because of this body, the five aggregates. Because the five aggregates are so active. And if we don't see through the truth of the existence of these five aggregates, we bound to get attached to it, and we're bound to feel miserable if anything of these five aggregates start to change the way that we don't expect it to change. Okay? So that is the fire in the Kamaloka world. 咁佢話呢個長子就話：我一定要揾個方便嘅方法點啊？要救呢啲仔女出嚟，要救啲同僕出嚟。So the elder said, I need to find some skillful means to help them to escape the disaster. 咁佢就呢個長者就同佢話：你哋喺入邊有咩好玩啫？佢話：汝等所好所可喚好啊！稀有難得，汝若不取，後必憂悔。如此種種羊車、鹿車、牛車，今在門外可以遊戲。汝等於此火宅而速出來，隨汝所欲，皆當與汝。呢個長者就同佢哋講啦：你入邊啲嘢唔好玩㗎，出邊呢我好多嘢好玩啊！有羊車、有鹿車、有牛車。咁啲羊車、鹿車呢，點解會有羊車、鹿車呢？羊車呢，就俾啲細路仔啦，膽小嗰啲，一係就細個啲嘅，膽小唔敢騎鹿車嘅，咁啊俾佢騎羊車，因為羊細隻啊嘛，係咪啊？咁啊細隻，我啊俾佢羊車，咁啊大個啲嘅醒目啲嘅，就去俾佢點啊？可以騎鹿車，鹿車大隻啲啊嘛，係咪？等佢坐上鹿車喎。咁佢話：而家出邊呢，又有羊車，又有鹿車，仲有牛車，有隻牛車，你哋出嚟坐啦！出邊呢啲先至好玩啊！嗱。你哋喺入邊咧唔好玩咁耐啦，你快啲而家跟我出嚟，我就俾你啦咁。嗱，呢個長者就用呢個方便法門啦，氹呢啲細路仔出嚟，氹呢啲同僕出嚟啦。Okay, so the things that you like to play with are rare and hard to find. If you do not get them when you can, you will be sorry later. This is what the elder was saying to the elder was saying to the children and to all the people inside this burning house. He said there is a variety of goat carriages, deer carriages, and ox carriages now outside. You must get out of this burning house quickly, and I will give you whatever ones you want. Why would there be three different kinds of carriages? Why wouldn't he say just one kind of carriage? There are carriages out there. Why does he have to mention goat carriage, deer carriage, and then ox carriage? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. They're attractive, isn't it? So attractive. But yet, if you put a kid there, and the kid is that small, and you give him an ox carriage, is he going to get on it? He can't, right? So you need to give him a goat carriage, because a goat is smaller, little, right? And smaller and shorter. So the kid can easily get onto a goat carriage. Or some people who are so scared of, what do you call this? Height phobia. right? You can see sitting on the back of a car, you way much higher. And if somebody has this height phobia, then they may choose the goat carriage. Maybe they are too heavy to crash the goat, but I don't know. But at least there are goat carriage, and then the next higher animal is the deer. For those who are actually suitable, appropriate for those who ride on. So that's why the elder actually offer 3 types of carriages. And that means what? Huh? The 3 vehicles, yeah. And the vehicles actually is for certain individuals. Certain individuals. That means like Guan Yin菩薩. I don't like 觀音菩薩。嚇，點解3隻牛車啊？咁啊，佢話3隻牛車就係3乘啦。咁啊，3乘係俾邊？係點解會有3乘啊？3乘係做乜嘢？係俾嗰啲不同人同嗰個修行方法有緣嗰啲。好似我頭先講啊，我唔中意觀音菩薩，實在我唔係唔中意觀音菩薩，我同觀音菩薩個緣比較薄啲咁多咁解啫，係咪？我同地藏菩薩同釋迦佛個緣比較深啲咁多，所以我覺得我自己喺呢邊個緣深，呢邊個緣淺，就係咁啫嘛，唔係中意唔中意嘅事啊。So just like right, it's just like me having a strong affiliation with 地藏菩薩 and 釋迦牟尼佛 and less affiliated with 觀音菩薩. That's the same. So one can choose the one vehicle that is strongly affiliated to one. Okay, that means you're wearing the color that suits your skin, that suits the occasion, right? The color of dress or color of trousers or color of your tuxedo and whatever that suits. You don't put on a red tuxedo to go to a funeral, right? And you don't want to go into a wedding with all black dress in the West, right? So that is different occasion appropriate attire, like appropriate dresses. 即係等於我哋唔會着件紅衫紅繩去喪禮咁解啫嘛，係咪啊？咁啊，譬如我哋喺西方嘅，我哋唔會着黑衫黑褲，全部黑掹掹嘅去人哋嘅婚禮咁解。婚禮佢哋中意着白色啊，係咪？咁即係等於呢度即係等於邊個方法適合邊一種類眾生，嗰類眾生可以挑選，但係喺《法華經》就講最尾咧，就唔係挑選呢3個乘嘅。OK 嚇，呢個明白啦喎，嗬 ？OK，you got this? You understand this? All right, good. 時諸子等各白父言。父先所許換好之具，羊車、鹿車、牛車，願時賜予啊！咁啊好啦，佢用咗呢個3乘法，引咗啲細路出嚟啦。咁咧，嗰啲細路一出去就話：喂，老豆，你好俾啲車我咯喎，你仲唔俾車我啊？咁我哋咪成日都咁講噶，尤其是我哋而家。我唔知你哋有邊幾個仲有爸爸媽媽喺度啊嚇！我哋細個嗰陣時，我哋細個冇得問嘅，因為成日都見唔到佢哋。無論點樣嚇，我哋好多就話：喂，你應承咗我啲嘢都唔俾我嘅咁嚇。或者我考咗80分喎，你應承我考80分，你要俾啲禮物我嘅，點解仲唔俾我啊？咁即係啲細路一樣啊。Okay, so the children they were relieved. They left the house. Eventually, they left the house. Once they were outside, they asked this question: "Hey, those playthings that you promised us, the goat carriages, the deer carriages, and the ox carriages, please give them to us now." Don't the children all the time say this? Yeah, that's his dukkha. If you forget, then they will haunt you like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, you promised me this, you promised me that, you promised me this, you promised me that." So the kids were asking for the carriages. So this is the skillful means. 呢個就係咩呀？ 呢個就係方便法門啦，就係引咗佢哋出咗嚟先。咁唔使俾火燒死先啦。如果我一路喺入邊玩嘅時候點啊？燒到乜都冇晒啦 ，right？ So that is a skillful means to attract, to tempt those children to leave the house. Otherwise, if they keep staying inside, they will be burned completely to ash. All right？ 好啦，嗱呢個好長㗎嚇，呢個因為好多嘢睇。呢段呢，爾時啊，舍利弗，爾時長者各賜諸子等一大車，技車高廣，眾寶莊校。嗱，你睇住紅色嗰啲字啊，周集欄楯，四面懸鈴，又於其上張設掀蓋，亦以珍奇雜寶而嚴飾之，寶成交落，垂諸花纓。叢敷婉然，安置丹枕，駕以白牛，膚色聰潔，形體殊好，有大筋力，行步平正，其疾如風，又多僕從，而是為之。所以者何？是大長者財富無量，種種諸狀悉皆充溢。睇住呢啲紅色啊，我一陣會逐個解釋啊。你睇到你以為就係中文字啫嘛，寶繩交落，安置單枕咧，單枕嘅枕頭啦，垂諸花纓咪即係好多花咁解咯，就咁簡單嗬，一啲都唔簡單嚇。呢段所以一定要慢慢去同大家分析啊。Okay, this is the English passage. It is on page 114. Okay. He said, Sariputta, then the elder gave each of his children equally a great carriage. 佢出咗去之後就俾咗個大白牛車佢哋啦。Okay, give them a great carriage because the elder was so wealthy. 因為嗰個長者好有錢啦。They were all tall and spacious and decorated with many jewels. I want you to pay attention to those which are highlighted in red. They had railings around them, with bells hanging on all four sides. Each was covered with a canopy, which was all splendidly decorated with various rare and precious jewels. Why is this hanging green? Because in the Chinese it's hanging, but in the English it's around. But it's different. Around and hanging is very different. I will explain it to you later on. Hanging each, so I changed it to hanging. Hanging each was a string of precious stones and garlands of flowers. Inside were beautiful mats and rose-colored pillows. Pulling each of them was a handsome, very powerful white ox with a pure hide, capable of walking with a smooth gait and fast as the speed of the wind. Each also has many servants and followers to guard and take care of them. You read this passage, it's very sort of like點講呢英文？好簡單啫嘛，it's so simple. It seems you seem to understand them, right? You understand, of course, it's so simple English. But there's deeper meaning in this. That's why I want you to pay attention to the highlighted red ones. And let us look at those highlights individually. 眾寶莊校 decorated with many jewels. 眾寶莊校啊，即係話呢隻大白牛車啊，唔係掛咗好多寶石喺度啊。而係話呢個大白牛車，呢個大成佛之道嘅法啊，係點樣啊？係萬德莊嚴嘅，萬德莊嚴。萬德即係話佢好有德行，係呢個德行去莊嚴隻大白牛車，即係等於你哋化妝莊嚴你塊面，染頭髮莊嚴你個頭髮，着衫莊嚴你個身咁解嘅意思啊。呢個叫做眾寶莊校。Okay, what does that mean, decorated with many jewels? Does this great white ox is all decorated with jewels? No. The deeper meaning of this is this great white ox, this path is completely decorated with complete perfect virtues. Virtues, okay? And virtues and deeds, all right? So that means people walking on this path who has actually attained the Buddha enlightenment is decorated with perfect virtues and deeds. 周集難盾 There are railings around them. 咩叫周難盾啊？周集即係周圍啦，難盾係咩啊？啊，難係咩啊？圍住係咪啊？係啊，難盾即係有圍牆啊，係咪啊 ？OK， 點解有圍牆啊？圍牆做乜嘢啊？戒 ，good。圍牆係戒，戒係做乜嘢啊？讓點啊？讓我哋入邊嘅善能夠堅守，唔好等佢遺失。外邊嘅惡，我哋能夠點樣啊？攔住佢，唔好入嚟。OK， 你就咁睇係咪就周集難盾啫？你根本都唔知佢講乜啊！呢個就係阿太虛大師講法華經嗰時就講得好清楚。So this is railings around them. What do you think about these railings? What are these railings? Protection from what? Good, very good. Protection from the unwholesome influences, right? So these protections, these railings are protecting those people who are walking on this path is so that the wholesome deeds which already being possessed will not be lost. And the unwholesome influences from the outside will not go in. So you think this is just railings around them? No. These are the protecting gadgets. All right? 四面圓鈴 bells hanging from all sides. What does it mean by bells ringing, bells hanging? Alarms. 警鐘啊！係咪啊？ Reminders? Not quite. Yeah. They have the power to attract people to come. Come to what? To practice. 當你搖一個鈴嘅時候，人哋係咪聽到個鈴聲啊？聽到個鈴聲啊？聽到個鈴聲咧，如果個鈴聲好聽嘅點啊？佢會俾你引到嚟噶嘛？如果你個鈴聲好聽嘅，佢咁中意嘅，佢會點啊？佢會跟你學啊！所以呢個實在係一個係形容乜嘢啊？係形容啊，係修呢個佛道啊，成佛之道嘅人啊，佢會有種辯才，嗰個叫四大辯才，四種不同嘅辯才啊。咁啊，即係話佢個表達能力又好啦，佢嘅理解能力又好啦，佢化度眾生嘅方法又得啦，等等啊嚇。咁啊叫四無礙智，四種嘅智慧去弘法嘅智慧。OK 啊，四面圓鈴，即係話四邊都掛晒啲鈴。Bells hanging on all four sides. They say it's alarm. Ding ding ding, ding ding ding. What do you mean? What do you think these alarms, these ringings are for? Remember the rings on the Dijang Pusat? What did they want? What did they mean? When the Dijang Pusat put the staff on the ground, does the ring make sound? Yeah. So What does it mean? Remember? The sounds travel. Yeah. Yeah, so that when they hear it, they know that there is a ringing. Oh, these ampoules are ringing. This is different, or ringing. Then they will be attracted. They tend to come. And then, if they like it so much, they will what? They will start to want to practice, to learn and practice. So this is actually a depiction of somebody who is actually very fluent in the Dhamma, and who is able to actually propagate the Dhamma, and who is very wise to actually choose the Dhamma for certain people. So there are 4 different kind of wisdom in this here, by these bells ringing on all sides. What does that's what it means. All right? Okay? 張設掀蓋, a canopy which was also splendidly decorated. So what does it mean? A canopy. 一個掀蓋，掀蓋即係話一個好似一塊好大嘅席，但係佢係點啊？可以遮蓋嘅，可以冚住嘢嘅。咁啊，佢呢個張設掀蓋咧，呢個將佢講張設，即係話咧，佢係好靚嘅，好靚嘅，係好莊嚴嘅，好多裝飾嘅。你哋估唔到㗎啦，呢個我開估啦。I don't think you can guess what this is mean。開估好唔好啊？你知唔知呢個係代表慈悲喜捨四無量心啊？即係話，當你一個人有慈悲喜捨嘅時候咧，你就等於一個掀蓋咧，可以讓人哋喺下邊咧點啊？安心啊，躲避啊，安全啊，係咪啊？嚇！咁慈係乜嘢啊？慈係與人快樂，與人快樂。係啦，與人快樂。悲呢，拔人苦；喜呢，隨喜別人嘅功德嘛。捨呢，唔記得晒你哋。捨即係平等心啊，即係將之前個慈悲喜全部放低晒。我曾經做過咩？我曾經幫過你，我曾經又教過你讀書，我曾經又幫過你煮飯。呢啲全部要放低佢咯，係咪？捨啊，即係要放低佢，唔好執着你曾經做過啲咩功德啊！梁武帝同達摩祖師講啊，我起咗咁多廟，我護過咁多僧，我有幾多功德啊？你呢個係邪念啦，你一啲功德都冇啊！呢個就係捨啊！啊 ，OK 啊，呢個就係慈悲喜捨，張設掀蓋，呢個掀蓋就解慈悲喜捨。So what is this canopy? So canopy is something high and spreading, right? And this canopy is also very special because it's splendidly decorated. You will never be able to guess what does it mean. It represents the 4 Brahma Vihara. The 4 Brahma Vihara, when it is perfect, is just like a canopy where all beings can be protected and can be very safe underneath it, inside it. And Brahma Vihara, the four Brahma Vihara, what are the 4? The metta. Metta is what? To bring happiness, right? To bring joy. What is karuna? What is karuna? Huh? No. That is mudita. Empathetic joy. Alleviate sufferings, remove sufferings. Mudita empathetic joy. And at last is equanimity. Whatever that you have done in these first three, you have to let go. It's equanimous, renounce. So, here, 嗱，咁呢個長者引咗啲細路出嚟，係咪離苦啊？俾隻大白牛車佢哋，係咪娛樂啊？呢個咪就係慈悲咯，係咪啊 ？Okay, so this elder safely asked all the children to leave the burning house. Isn't this metta? Or even isn't this not metta? Sorry, karuna. And then he decides to give them the big white ox carriage. Isn't that metta? That is metta. That is karuna. That's the Brahma Vihara. All right? Interesting, isn't it? So interesting. 係咪好冇聽啊？你哋未瞓着覺嗬？哦。I asked them if they have fallen asleep. I know that 5 of you haven't fallen asleep, but I'm asking them if they have fallen asleep. 哦，你 fallen asleep 啊？哦，寶繩交落。Around was a string of precious stones and garlands of flowers. 呢個解咩意思啊？寶繩咧，即係話有好珍貴嘅繩咧，一路去大家纏住啊。So it is like a string of precious stones and garlands intertwined with each other. 你猜下，猜唔到。四弘誓願咯，四弘誓願啊！眾生無邊誓願度，煩惱無盡誓願斷，法門無量誓願學，佛道無上誓願成。因為呢4個宏願，佢哋點樣啊？佢哋係大家互相支持，係咪啊？係唔係分開嘅？實在雖然話四弘誓願咁樣讀出嚟，但係實在係每一個宏願入邊啊，佢都係大家互相交錯咁樣去互相支持、互相影響大家。所以太虛大師話寶繩交落係四弘誓願嘅發心嚟嘅嚇。So the around was a string of precious stones and garlands of flowers. What does it mean by this? It's the 4 great vows. Remember when you take the refuge, the last thing that we do before we close it is to have these 4 great vows. Or when you eat lunch at Po Lam, after the offering, I will say, what? Sentient beings are numerous. May we vow to liberate them all. Defilements, afflictions are inexhaustible. May we vow to eradicate them all. The Dharma is deep and profound. May we vow to study and practice it all. The Buddhahood is supreme and gracious. May we vow to attain it one day. These 4 great vows, they intertwine each other. They support each other. They reinforce each other. And this actually reinforces the beauty of the great white ox. 呢個就係大白牛車其中一個美麗之處，就係呢個四弘誓願，永遠都唔會放棄嘅，never give up。隨諸花應 ，so hanging each was a string of precious stones and garlands。呢個點解要解隨呢？呢個隨字呢，就係點解呢？解攝住，攝引啊，即係凝聚，好似我哋影相咁叫攝影啊嘛，係咪？攝即係話將啲嘢收咗入嚟，咁啊攝影咪將啲嘢由個鏡頭度收入嚟咯。攝引即係話點啊？我將你哋 個法你個法攝引你入嚟，即呢個法能夠吸引到你嚟呢度啦。呢個隨就解攝。咁佢話佢咁咧呢個隨珠花英，花英係咩咧？花英就係好靚嘅嚇，好靚嘅。咁咪喺呢度係解咩咧？呢個隨咧就係解乜嘢咧？解咩呢個？攝喎，我提咗你哋噶咯喎，攝喎，有乜嘢啊？邊個講四攝法啊？係啦，四攝法啦，四攝法啦，就係咩啊？實在係我哋菩薩行所修嘅一個道。四攝法係邊四攝啊？布施，哇！你唔好數六度萬行出嚟先得嘅。布施，你哋都斷估啊！四攝法都唔識啊！哎呀，我真係失敗啦！我失敗。What are these? OK 好，你哋再諗下先啦嚇。我講啲英文先。Hanging each was a string of precious stones and garlands. They cannot give me the answer. That's why I say I will speak in English first. Let them reflect on their knowledge. Okay. So hanging, that's why I said hanging. Why is it hanging? Or actually attracting? Or in the Chinese is actually using hanging because it represents a word that means it's attracting. For example, we call for the camera is attracting and collecting all the image and take it in. Okay, so all these flowers and garlands are all collected and being taken in here. And this is the path of Bodhisattva. How Bodhisattva actually practice. And in the Pali canon, it's called Chutney Samgaha Vatuni. I'm not going to write it out. Okay, so this is the path of Bodhisattva, how they practice. And there are 4 in this category, 4 types of practice. You know any of this? 第一個係咩啊？布施，邊個頭先講過布施啊？布施愛語利行同事嘛，呢啲一定要識㗎，你哋 OK。The first one is dana。OK， 布施。菩薩呢就有財法兩個布施去攝引眾生㗎，大家都知道啦嚇。財同法，財有外財內財啦嚇，法就用佛法啊。OK。So the first one is dana. So dana, there is the material dana. There is the internal material dana, or internal dana, or the external dana. What is the internal? Body, right? Our organs. External is anything material, right? And then the second dana is the dana of Dhamma. Okay? 好啦。咁第二就愛語啦，愛語 that means kind speech, wholesome speech 嚇。咁愛語呢就係希望點啊？眾生能夠受到你嘅善言慰語咯，可以希望佢哋能夠同你有一個親近。你諗下，你惡死能登，成日喺度鬧人嘅，人哋邊度想親近你啫？啱唔啱啊？哎呀唔好啊，好惡噶！一開口就鬧人噶啦，成日死成日衰，唔好啦！唔好費事等佢做口業啦。人哋唔係費事等你做口業，人哋怕咗你啫。You know？ 啊，所以呢個愛語即係話善言慰語啊。The second one is wholesome, soft, and lovely speech, kind speech. So if you're constantly swearing and constantly abusive, who want to be loved by your side? Right? So if you are actually all the time have kind words and lovely words and soft words and encouraging words, people will be naturally attracted to you. And you will be able to spread the Dharma just like that. OK？ 第三就利行啦。咩叫利行啊？菩薩啊，菩薩喺身口意上邊呢，都係樣樣都係為邊個着想啊？為眾生啊，即係為你同我着想啦，係咪啊？為我哋着想，希望我哋點樣啊？希望我哋能夠喺我哋嘅行為上邊啊，喺我哋嘅行為上邊啊，能夠依住呢個正法去行啊。OK， 咁啊呢個叫利行啊。So the third one is benefiting sentient beings through the verbal, mental, and physical deeds. Okay, so that is the third one. And benefiting all these sentient beings, why? So that the sentient beings will understand and will receive the Dhamma from you, from the Pusat, and then to practice. OK， 咁啊，第四咧就係同事啦。同事即係乜嘢啊？同事咧即係話，同事咧即係話，佢中意點，你係如果依法嘅話，你就應該同佢點啊？同佢分享，等佢知道應該係咁樣做嘅嚇。咁樣咧，然後咧，等佢可以生到一個親愛心。然後咧可以繼續跟住一齊去修行，因為菩薩咧隻眼睛咧就好靈嘅，因為個心好清好靜。咁佢所以咧佢就知道，即係好似觀音菩薩咁，以何身得道啊？就以何身以為説法咁解，明白？呢個就係同事啦，咁啊所以話呢個人啊，中意觀音菩薩啊，我哋就送尊觀音菩薩俾佢。呢個人中意地藏菩薩，我就送尊地藏菩薩俾佢，又同佢講地藏菩薩嘅事蹟，咁啊點啊？咁等佢可以嚮往嘛。The last one is 同事，同事 that means the Pusa has a very smart mind and they know which sentient beings are more affiliated with what, and then they will use skillful means to attract these sentient beings so that they will start to be attracted, they will start to look for the truth, start to walk on the path. For example, in the chapter 28, is it chapter 28? Yeah. The Guan Yin Sutra, Guan Yin Pusa could appear as a man if that person is attracted to a man teaching him or her. Okay, so that is what does it mean. 都係講唔完咯，都係講唔完，冇辦法啦，實在係好長啦。仲有咁多個啊，講唔晒㗎啦，咁啊今晚講到嚟呢度啦。Sorry, it's very long, but you do understand tonight. 你哋今晚明嘛？明多少少個經文係嘛？明多少少呢個長者幾用心啊！佛陀幾用心啊！去教導我哋呢班咁嘅愚痴眾生啊！喺個火宅入邊嗰啲希望救我哋出嚟啊！So you understand a little bit more how this elder, how compassionate this elder is. This elder is who? It's the Buddha, and he wanted to help us to come out from that burning house and be safe and be happy. Okay, so we stop here tonight because it's a long way home. All right. 唔好意思啊，咁樣都一個故事要分三日講。I'm sorry that a parable we have to split it into 3 nights. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be. Use double time. But it's good to do bilingual. 不過真係我覺得咧唔好水過鴨背咁樣咯。 我覺得咁樣大家都聽得開心啲，同埋聽得深入啲啦。因為你哋係唔係都哎呀佛教徒啦嘛？咁我都想唔好咁哎呀講俾你聽呢啲譬喻咯。So you so called Buddhist, right? So you're so called Buddhist. So I don't want to be so called teacher. So that's why I want to explain it in more detail. So the parable is being split into 3 nights. But definitely tomorrow night, hopefully we'll finish. I cannot promise, but hopefully it will finish. Okay, so 我哋去回向先啦，咁就 So we will go and dedicate 願以此功德普及於一切我等與眾生，皆共成佛道。Did you 你哋有冇睇到啊？呢4句偈喺邊度出嚟啊？讀咗啦，係咪啊？ You remember this four? Now this time you find out, right? It's there, right? 就喺嗰度出嚟，《法華經》度出嚟啊！所以你成日讀都唔知道呢4個回向偈標出嚟啊！今次讀到啦 ，OK， 好啦，咁我哋就聽日見。